Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Again, it's a weekend, so I have kids. And they're not dressed yet. So I really cannot have them coming in here and being crazy. Here's your sign to make yourself some yummy tea. This is delicious. Like, I think I put a green tea and a stomach tea together and steeped it, and then I added some honey, and oh my gosh. I am so in love with my tea today. I'm adding stomach stuff because it said the what did it say? Taurus? Nope. Which kids were gonna have stomach issues? I think it was the Tauruses, so I'm trying to manifest not for my house. I was like, no stomach, please. I'm not a Taurus, but my Connor is. Good morning, good morning. My name is Sasha with Ray of Hope, Reiki, and more. We go live and I talk spiritually about we're doing this book, which is A Year of Positive Thinking. Shouldn't have went back to sleep. A Year of Positive Thinking by Cindy Spiegel. And it is helpful. It's like a little daily journal in the morning. We talk about something positive and then you go about your day, or you end your day with rewatching this and it reminds you about something positive. Mindfulness. This is a mindfulness practice. When they say be mindful, this is something that we're doing to be mindful, because we're taking the time to really think about positive things and like discuss it and like ponder it, and it is something that can really help your depression and your anxiety, and it can really ground you and help your relationships. It can trickle into how your children and your family act around you, and then it can trickle in how the friends that your kids have and how the extended family that you have comes into your house and fills the energy. So we are doing that, and then I want to talk about Groundhog's Day and how it relates to Imbolc, how it relates to Imbolc. And then I wanted to talk about diamonds, because ever since February, yesterday has happened, and even like a couple days before, I've just been seeing lots of diamonds in songs, in like crystals. I got a new shipment in and there was a bunch of diamonds in this shipment, and then my gosh, I should have put do not disturb on. Like, I'm gonna get annoyed. But I've been seeing a lot of symbols of diamonds. Okay. So today is February 2nd. We made it to February 2nd. Manifesto for a life well lived. Do what you believe in and trust your intuition. Do something kind for someone else every day. Dance alone at least once a week. Cry and feel whatever you feel. Laugh righteously and often. The kind of laughter that makes your belly hurt. Do the weird things that only you understand. Love yourself as you are. Love others as they are. You can't change people anyways. Dance to your own beat even when no one else hears the music. And the acceptance you've been waiting for only emerges when you allow yourself to be completely unabashedly you. So accepting yourself wholeheartedly. Like, because we've been doing this for over a month, I feel like we have the same discussion every morning about loving yourself and being selfish in like just living the life you want to live, and being silly and awkward and embracing all parts of you. You're never too sensitive. You're never too like, you don't have to smile more if you're not somebody that smiles. You don't have to, if you're a crier, you don't have to cover that up and mask that. If you're around the right people, you're allowed to be yourself, and you should act like yourself so that you know who is your true friends and family. And if they wholeheartedly accept you for the person without the mask, then those are your people. That is really, really good. Okay. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Groundhog's Day and how it relates to Imbolc. So we're doing that little celebration, me and the sisters. They're coming over today. We're going to eat some food, and then we're going to light some candles and lay our hands on each other as we light the candles, and everyone gets to say what they're wishing for in the next, like what they want to, in a prayer, they get to say what they want for the next months to come. What is something they're manifesting? So I'm thinking about that. This morning I've been thinking about what it is that I want for the next coming months. Like, I want Troy's appointment to go well and for him to be able to be scheduled at the right doctor's office for the help that he's needing. A lot of the stuff that I'm offering and giving up this year has a direct relation to my husband and his health, because that has been a significant trial for our family. And then obviously I have to manifest stuff for my kids, and the prayer, it can be small or it could be big. Because let's be honest, I have long prayers with clear intentions, because I feel like if you just say the same thing, or you're just trying to manifest the same thing, and it doesn't have as much meaning if you don't like deeply feel what you're saying. So, Groundhog's Day directly aligns with Imbolc, a traditional Celtic holiday marking the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. Imbolc, falling on February 1st or 2nd, is a festival of light, new beginnings, and the early stirrings of spring. It celebrates the increasing sunlight and the awakening of the earth after the long, cold winter. We went outside yesterday, Cutler. Cutler. I think I said, I had to write like a little bit of keywords, because remember, when I'm channeling, I will not remember the messages. So I will have to go back and rewatch what I said about each sign. So I was trying to write it down, but I believe that I said that Cancer babies were going to be angry. And he literally was angry the rest of the day. I was like, did I manifest this? Because I don't like this. So we went outside while he was angry so that we could go touch the trees. And I took him over to the old oak tree. It's not really old. It's only been there a year, because we've only lived here a year. And I was like, you got to touch the tree and tell it that you're sad, and tell it that you're angry and that you're upset. And he was like, I'm so sad and angry right now. And he's bawling. And I'm like, and like, just ask for it to help you feel better. And he was like, I want to feel better. And then he was having me hold his hand while he was holding the tree. And then I was like, trying to be like the old oak tree spirit. I was trying to be like, oh, Cutler, you can release this anger. It's okay to share your toys with your brother. He's not going to keep them forever. So I'm trying to get him to purge this anger and let it go, and like understand that he has to share. Like, listen, you still everybody else's crap. But I'm trying to, and then he was like, he looks over and falls apart because the peach tree looks dead. And he goes over the peach tree. My peaches. Oh, my peaches. It's dead. And I was like, it's not dead. It's not dead. I promise it's not dead. I was like, it'll grow. And so now we're going from like, he's falling apart about sharing his toys. And then I'm trying to make it better by taking him out in nature, and it's making it worse, because he's like crying about how the trees look dead. And I was like, well, now I'm going from good morning. Now I'm going from like, let's ground ourselves with the tree energy to like, oh, what we can do is we can ask the tree to grow. If you say, grow, tree, grow, it'll grow. And he was like, so he's running around the yard now and like saying, grow, tree, grow. And then when we got to the bigger trees that are by my deck, I don't know if you've ever seen those, but those ones actually had like new buds forming on the bottom part of the tree. And I'm so thankful for that, because Imbolc is about like, right? Spring is going to come back. It's going to come back. We're going to start seeing the awakening of nature, and being able to show them that those trees, see, these older trees, look, they've already got some buds. They're growing. And he was like, oh, they're growing. And so I was like, yes, tree, yes. So then we hugged those trees, and then we went to the front, and we've kept, our neighbors gave us pumpkins. Like they grew pumpkins and they grew really big, and we've kept them on our porch the entire past October. So they've just frozen, unfrozen, frozen, unfrozen. And I took one of those, and because he kept trying to run away, like he's like putting on Troy's boots and putting on his coat, but he's got no pants on, and he's trying to run away because he's so mad because he doesn't want to share his house with his brother because his brother plays with his toys. So then we also, because Cancer babies are going to be angry this month, I was like, what are healthy ways so we can get rid of our anger? So grounding ourselves with the trees just led to a whole other conversation and did not release our anger. So then I grabbed one of the big pumpkins and I allowed him to hit it with like a stick. And then I was like, stomp on it and kick it and throw away your anger. And he was like throwing it away. And then he was telling me, Mom, you didn't throw away your anger. You threw away your brain and your heart. And then he was laughing, and it finally was over. But it was like an hour of pure anger and mad. I hate you, Mom. It was a rough go after the lie. But then we cuddled and we watched the Emoji Movie, and it was super cute to watch. Sharks in the Water. We've been watching Shark in the Water too, and Sharks in the Water has diamonds and gems in it too. Like diamonds are coming up a ton, I'm telling you. Like it's, I don't know if it's just for me or if it's for the whole collective, but pay attention and see if you see diamonds in like a lot of stuff. So, Imbolc, it celebrates the increased sunlight and the awakening of the earth after the long cold winter. In Imbolc is a time of purification, reflection, and renewal. It's also linked with Bridget, the Celtic goddess of fertility, healing, and the forge, who was honored during this time. The festival often involved lighting candles, honoring the sun's return, and preparing for the new life of the coming spring. If it's just you, light your candle on your altar and ask for the things you stand in need of for the next couple months. If it's just you and your partner, make him or her do it with you. Go over to the altar, light the candle, and then whoever's saying the prayer, the other person puts their hand on their back so that they're like trying to give their energy to manifesting whatever it is their partner wants to. Like, does that make sense? So you're combining energy to like all pray with the same intention. That sounds very much satanic, if you ask me. I cannot believe you would ask people to pray with each other. You're such a horrible influence on the collective. Okay, sorry. The sacred connection with animals and nature, because it is Groundhog's Day. The association of Groundhog's Day with an animal is another connection to nature, which plays an important role in old traditions. Many ancient cultures, including the Celts and the early practitioners of pagan stuff, had strong relations with animals, viewing them as spirit guides and messengers, which is how I view them. They are spiritual signs, and they do bring us spiritual messages. The groundhog's behavior emerges from its burrow, and casting a shadow became a symbolic of how nature is changing and how the sun cycle is shifting and how the earth is responding. The weather prediction aspect, whether the groundhog sees its shadow or not, can be interpreted as an omen or a reflection of the balance between light and darkness. In pagan tradition, the observation of natural cycles and omens was an important practice. It connects to the idea that nature, animals, and weather patterns carry messages or signs from the divine. So is Groundhog's Day pretty pagan? You tell me. Groundhog Day is also associated with the balance between the light and the dark, a theme that runs throughout many pagan traditions. On this day, the sun's light begins to grow stronger, signaling the impending arrival of spring and moving away from winter's darkness. Pagans may use this time to reflect on the cycle of light and shadow within their own lives, the duality of growth and decay, renewal and rest. The practice of shadow work, which is so funny because Jen from Intuitions and Creations, she started a shadow work book and she went live last night and talked about it. I did share it in the VIP group, but she says she's going to try to do that every once in a while and then like even post the shadow work. So she literally started that live last night, which is symbolic and is spot on for the timing. Like she is divinely guided because Imbolc is about shadow work. Groundhog's Day, like shadow work, seeing your shadow. Like, it's so crazy the timing that we do and say spiritual things to help our following also feel the spirit around them. But which involves confronting and healing the dark parts of oneself, might be emphasized during this time. Imbolc and Groundhog's Day can symbolize this balance. It's a time to acknowledge where we've been in the darkness and where we now see the light emerging. A lot of people are called to do shadow work, but you should do shadow work in stages and it should go pretty slow. And shadow work should not be something that's seen as scary. It should be slow. So shadow work is like when the stuff that you weren't accepted, it's your shadow self. So the stuff that you don't accept about yourself, whether it's because of society doesn't accept it or it's because that's the way you were raised or whatnot. Like when I was doing the triggers book, which I stopped doing, I was very triggered in the triggers book. And it's because I was doing the shadow work. And one of the parts of shadow work is identifying your triggers and then like dissecting why that has become a trigger for you in your life. So when Troy gets like really excited, he would and he's like, rah, and his energy's all like this, and he's so excited about this new plan, and he's so excited to share it with me. And I'm instantly I will cover my ears. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I cannot help myself. I will cover my ears and I'll be like, I can't. That's instantly what I say. I can't. And then he's like, you are being such a bitch. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't. Like, I can't handle it. And then he thinks I'm not being supported. And so, like, because of that book, I was thinking about, like, okay, this is a trigger. Because the book tells you, like, you need to pay attention when you're triggered and you need to write it down so that then you can think about it. And in the moment, I'm obviously not going to think about it, but I came back and I revisited it. And it's because when I would get excited, I was instantly made and forced to dull my shine. Nope, you've got to go.
Mama, I want a snack out of snack cafe.
You already had breakfast, and have you ate all of your toast? No, you haven't. Go finish your toast, then come back and tell me. Go, go, go. No, you didn't. I know you didn't. You can't come in here. Hey, that's got to be quiet because I'll get copyrighted. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Hey, you're in underwear. You're in underwear. Don't do that. Color, stop. That's not appropriate. You can have a snack after you go finish your toast. Go, Cutler. You're in underwear. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. I was made to dull my shine and my excitement when I would get excited about stuff. And then, oh my gosh, I didn't even think of this other aspect. It just hit me in the freaking head. Because I'm not going to get tested, but because I know that I'm autistic, another thing was I never got excited enough. So either I was too excited about something and then I would be made to shut up, or like I would get something and then I would be overwhelmed and I'd be quiet, because that is just one of the and so then my excitement wasn't enough. So it was never good enough. So I have a really hard time with excitement. But I have come to terms with that being a trigger. And so now when I feel people getting excited, like Troy and stuff, I like can acknowledge that it's a trigger and I can work on it. Whereas before I would just do the, I can't, you know what I mean? Like, instead of doing that, I'm consciously like, he doesn't realize it, but I'm in a fight for my life in my head. Like, he's excited. Smile, smile. He's excited. You're excited too. You're excited too. We're excited for him. Like, I'm trying to like work on that as a trigger. So shadow work is really, really hard. And the stuff that people told you were too much of, or that you were made to like stop doing as a child, a lot of those times those leads to triggers now. So when you identify your trigger now, you can work on that shadow self and then accept your whole self. You want to accept all parts of you. You want to be your true authentic self. So Groundhog's Day symbolizes a lot of shadow work to be done, but you want to do it in stages, because after I think I was hit with a couple trigger identifications before the excitement one, but once I got to the excitement one, I was like, nah, I'm tapping out. That was a really hard realization, that I get upset when people get excited. That makes me hurt. That hurts my heart, and I don't like it. So I've taken a break from shadow work for right now. But when I saw Jen live on her shadow work, I was like, oh, I gotta support my girl. And so then I was in there while she was she was fighting for her life too, just to read like a couple paragraphs. Okay. It's time to acknowledge where we've been in the darkness and where we now see the light emerging. The return of the sun. Finally, Groundhog's Day has a special connection to the idea of the return of the sun, which is a major theme of Imbolc. Sun as a source of life, vitality, and magic, and the increased sunlight after a midway point of winter marks the first sign of the sun's power growing stronger. This aligns with the traditional understanding in witchcraft that this time is about awakening, growth, and the first stirring of new life. The practice of Groundhog's Day, weather prediction on this day, can also be linked to the magical practice of divination. Is Groundhog's Day a practice of divination? Interesting. Seeking knowledge or guidance from the natural world? Interesting. Divination is a key aspect of many magical traditions, including pagans, and often involving reading omens or symbols from nature, animals, and environments. In some practices, this day could be used as an opportunity of self-reflection, intuitive practices, and working on the natural signs to forecast one's own path ahead. It's a time to align oneself with the natural cycles of the earth and tap into deeper wisdom. Groundhog's Day is deeply connected to the themes of transformation, the return of the light, and the cycles of nature. They are central to the old pagan path, whether through the celebration of Imbolc, honoring the cycles of light and dark, or using animals and omens for divination. This day offers a rich opportunity for reflection, magical work, and connecting on the earth's rhythm. It's a reminder that life, like the groundhog, we too can emerge from the darkness of winter and step into the light of growth and new possibilities. So our soul should start to be more awakened. Now, remember, we were in the winter time, so we were supposed to be resting and like recovering, and now we should start to feel the energy rise, and we should start helping ourselves, motivating ourselves to manifest big things for like spring. I'm so excited for spring. Okay. So I told you guys that I've been seeing the sign and symbol of the diamond a lot. Diamonds are often considered symbols of purity, strength, and clarity in many spiritual traditions. They are believed to carry powerful energy of enhanced spiritual growth. So I want to know if this is a collective message or just a me message. So pay attention to see if you see, because a lot of the times when I'm receiving spiritual messages is for the collective as well. So pay attention to see if you see any diamonds. But what have I been working the most on? Spiritual growth, like being the best medium I can be. And it says that they are a sign of spiritual growth. They're a sign of clarity, and they foster inner peace. So purity and clarity, strength and endurance, manifestation and abundance, and healing and transformation. Diamonds are seen across various cultures as powerful tools for transformation, enlightenment, and connection to the higher realms. Whether you're seeking clarity, strength, or abundance, the diamond is a symbol that can be used to amplify spiritual and personal growth. So then I was like, I wanted to talk a little bit about like all the pressure that we go under, just like the diamonds, because I feel like that would be a good spiritual reference to talk about to help you guys like feel that. Sometimes it feels like life is just relentless, doesn't it? The challenges, the pressure, the heat, it can be overwhelming. It can make you wonder, why is this happening to me? Oh man, when we first moved into this house, like I had a big old cry outside. I was like, why? Have I not been through enough? Like, have I not endured enough to have a break? I was so overwhelmed. How much more can I take? I want you to take a moment right now to think about something with me. Have you ever thought about the way diamonds are made? Diamonds in their raw form are simply carbon, but to become that shining, brilliant gem we admire, they have to undergo a process of a very painful process. They're created deep beneath the Earth's surface, where the pressure is intense and the heat is unbearable. And it's this very pressure, this immense force, that transforms them into something beautiful, something incredibly strong. You see, diamonds don't just appear, they are forged by trials, by adversity, by forces far beyond our control. And just like diamonds, you and I are also shaped by the pressure of life, the pain, the challenges, the struggles. We don't ask for them, but they are inevitably a part of our journey. Sometimes it feels like it's too much. And when we're in the midst of those trials, it's hard to see beyond the weight of it all. But here's the truth. Just like diamonds, you are not being broken by the pressure. You are being refined. Every challenge you face, every hardship is an opportunity for transformation and growth. This question isn't if we will face challenges, but how we will face them. In those moments when everything feels impossible, we have a choice. We can choose to succumb to the pressure, to let it crush us, to live a life of misery and hopelessness, believing that we are defeated. Or we can choose to rise. We can choose to use the pressure as a catalyst for our own growth and for our own healing. Take a moment with me to think about that. Think about the times in your life when you've gone through hardship. Maybe it felt like the pressure was too much, like you couldn't take another step. But if you look closely, you might see how that experience changed you, how it gave you a deeper understanding of yourself, how it built strength in you that you never knew you had. You see, the key to transforming our pain is choosing to grow from it, choosing to use it to sharpen us, to clarify our vision, to deepen our wisdom just like a diamond. We don't have to become something else. We just need to let the pressure reveal who we truly are beneath it all. To embrace our own resilience and inner power. And I know it's not easy, and it's not simple to just choose to rise when life feels so heavy. But that choice is always there. Every single day, we get to choose. Will we let the pressure define us and hold us back? Or will we allow it to refine us, to shape us into something more radiant, more powerful than we could have ever imagined? Take a moment now and just breathe. Let the idea sink in. Think about the power you have to rise from whatever trials you may be facing. Let it remind you that you are, at your core, a force to be reckoned with. You are more than your struggles. You are more than your pain. You are like a diamond, formed and shaped by forces beyond your control, but still standing strong and shining. So I want you to really reflect on this day. How do you want to show up for yourself in the face of pressure? Do you want to shrink away from it, or do you want to step into the fire and let it transform you into something beautiful, strong, and unbreakable? Take your time with that and let it settle into your heart. Remember, you are a diamond and you have everything you need inside you to overcome. The pressure doesn't break you, it makes you. Know that you are capable to become the brightest, most brilliant version of yourself, just as you are. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to choose to keep going. That is a pretty amazing spiritual message, if I do say so myself. So I want you guys, if you missed it, I want you to replay it. I want you to rewatch this. I want you to watch it again and again and again. Because the powerful message of us being a diamond and that we can overcome and continue to transform is amazing. I will say this spiritual message one more time, the one for today. Do what you believe in and trust your intuition. Do something kind for someone else every day. Dance alone at least once a week. Cry and feel whatever you feel. Laugh, and often, the kind of laughter that makes your belly hurt. Do the weird things that only you understand. Love yourself as you are. Love others as they are. You can't change people anyways. Dance to your own beat even when no one else hears the music. And the acceptance you've been waiting for only emerges when you allow yourself to be completely unabashedly you. So I definitely think that you need to be your true and authentic self. You need to be awkward. You need to embrace all parts of you in order to move on and fully be able to love not just yourself, but all the people around you. It starts with you. And you do that. And then the people around you will start doing that, including your kids. You break cycles. I love you guys, and I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow for a spiritual message, right? Tomorrow's Monday? Is today Sunday? Tomorrow's Monday. I love you guys. I'll see you later.